प्लानिंग इसमें तो ये डाटा आया है हमारे पास तो
Please request Dr. Manesha, Chairman NDTV and Member Secretary INC IDF to please join us on dais, please sir. Followed by them, I'd request Dr. Dheer Singh, Director NDRI, Dr. Sunita Pinto, Principal, SMC College of Dairy Sciences, Shri S. Rajiv, Executive Director NDTV, and Shri S. Raghupati, Executive Director NDTV to please join us on dais, please sir. May we please welcome them with a warm round of applause, please. Thank you very much. Once again, good morning and welcome to us. On behalf of I'd request also Dr. Shri R.S. Sodi to please join us on dais, please sir. Please sir. Host, the National Dairy Development Board, it gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to the first Indian Cheese Festival 2025, a celebration of India's diverse and evolving cheese sector. This festival brings together producers, experts and innovators from across the country to showcase the rich varieties and potential of Indian cheese. We are also truly honored to have amidst us today some of the most eminent personalities from the dairy sector. From Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying, we have Shri Dayanand Savan, Deputy Commissioner. We also have distinguished representatives, Shri R.S. Sodi, President of Indian Dairy Association. We feel privileged to extend a very warm welcome to all of you at the Cheese Festival 2025. I now request our distinguished dignitaries on the dais to kindly rise for the lighting of the lamp for an auspicious beginning of our day. Please, sir. Madam, moving forward, may I now please request Dr. Manesha, Chairman NDTV and Member Secretary INC IDF to kindly welcome Dr. Dheer Singh, Director NDRI with bouquet, please. Thank you, sir. Moving forward, I would request Dr. Manesha to please welcome Dr. Sunita Pinto, Principal, SMC College of Dairy Sciences. Thank you, sir. Now, may I please request Shri Raghupati to please welcome Shri R.S. Sodi, President IDF. Thank you very much, sir. Moving forward, may I please request Dr. V. Sridhar, Senior General Manager, to welcome. Okay, sir. Thank you. May I please invite Shri S. Rajiv, Executive Director, NDTV, to deliver the welcome address. Okay, please. With request. Thank you.
So, good morning, everyone. There are a lot of us happening under the leadership of Dr. Manesha, who took over NDTV as Chairman. This is one of the first. Good morning. Respected Chairman and Member Secretary INC IDF, Dr. Manesha, Director of India, Dr. Dheer Singh, Principal of SMC College of Dairy Science, Dr. Sunita Pinto, Indian Dairy Federation President R.S. Sodi sir, CS Rajiv, ED Technical, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, members of the jury, industry expert, and participants. It's my privilege to extend a warm welcome to all of you to the first India Cheese Festival 2025 here in Anand, the milk capital of India. Today marks a historic moment for our dairy sectors as we come together to celebrate the diversity, creativity, and innovation of cheese making in India. India has long been recognized as the world's largest producer of milk and cradle of cooperative dairy movement. Building on this sound foundation, we are witnessing a remarkable transformation of cheese. Once considered niche project is now steadily gaining recognition in the Indian households, our culinary landscape, and international markets. The primary objective of this festival is to showcase the wide spectrum of cheese produced across the country while providing a platform for collaboration, knowledge exchange, and learning. The enthusiastic response from cheesemakers reflected in the diversity and quality of entries stand as a testament to the growing strength and confidence of the emerging sector. We have received over 60 samples of cheese for evaluation across various categories. The active engagement of DAHD, Government of India, INC, IDF, and NDDB in organizing this festival highlights the pivotal role of cheese value-added product in the dairy industry. I am confident that this festival will not only honor excellence but also inspire new opportunities for innovation, growth, and recognition of Indian cheese at the global level. With these words, I once again welcome you all and wish the festival great success. Thank you.
May we please now invite Dr. Sunita Pinto, Principal, SNC College of Dairy Sciences, for her address, please. Please, madam.
Honorable, respected Chairman NDDB, Dr. Minesh Shah, Dr. Dheer Singh, Director NDRI Karnal, Dr. Shri S. Rajiv, Executive Director NDDB, and Dr. R.S. Sodhi, President of IDA. It is my honor to address these few words to you all to this prestigious Indian Cheese Festival 2025. This is the first time that an event is being organized in India, and I am very proud to be associated with it. First of all, let us congratulate the organizers for recognizing the vital role of sensory evaluation in the Indian dairy industry. I have long believed that if our dairy sector is to compete effectively in international market, a very robust and sound sensory programs must be integrated into our quality control systems. While many dairies have a strong quality assurance and quality control mechanism, sensory evaluation remains a relatively underdeveloped area. This gap must be addressed not only for prestige but for maintaining product consistency, consumer satisfaction, and global competitiveness. Organizing such a contest plays a crucial role in bringing together all stakeholders involved in the process and enables them to interact more effectively. At the same time, it plays a significant role in advancing the dairy industry. These events are not only designed to recognize and reward excellence in cheese manufacturing, but also to establish clear benchmarks for product quality. Such contests inspire producers to continuously improve their techniques, innovate their processes, and stay in tune with consumer preferences. We must never lose sight of the fact that the market performance is influenced by consumer preferences, which may differ significantly from expert assessments. Therefore, before setting sensory specifications, systematic consumer studies need to be conducted simultaneously. To conclude, I would say that the major objective of this event is to contribute towards elevating the Indian dairy products towards greater acceptability on the Indian and global markets. That is why today we are stressing on the sensory evolution that is so greatly missing in our industry. Thank you for listening patiently to me.
Very much, madam. Moving on, may I please call upon Shri R.S. Sodi, President IDA, to kindly address the gathering. Please, sir.
Honorable Dr. Vinesha ji, Chairman NDDB, Dr. Deep Singh ji, Director NDRI, Shri Raghupati ji, Executive Director, Madam Pinto Raji ji, my colleague Dr. J. Prajapati, the Chairman of our President of our West Zone IDA, and all the guests here, especially the participants who have come all the way from various parts of India to participate in this cheese festival. मैं prepare होके नहीं आया था. When sitting here, I was just rolling back the things. क्या? Well, let me know. And I don't know how many may have faced this thing. My first knowledge about cheese or interface with the cheese started in 1982. Oh, sorry, 1980, when I got admission into IRMA. उससे पहले paneer used to equal to cheese. And how it started, because when during vacation we were going back, so naturally you have to carry back something for your parents. So only 3 things we used to carry back. One is a cheese cube, second was the sugam gulab jamun, and the sugam shrikhand. क्योंकि ये तीनों चीजें हमारे जैसे लोगों के लिए बिल्कुल नोवेल्टी थी. देखो, parents used to say, "Yeah, this is technology," so they used to get impressed कि हमारा बच्चा कहाँ पढ़ रहा है. Fortunately, I joined Amul in 1982 and started selling Amul products in Rajasthan, and cheese was one of the products. And this our cheese was this, whatever we are selling today is processed. क्या कहते हैं इसको? Processed cheddar. Processed cheddar. And only 2 packs cheese tin and cheese cube. And always, all 365 days short supply. And we used to sell during those days 80 to 100 metric ton per month. And we had a very close interaction with Amul Dairy. Dr. Dalai was the responsible. So I remember we used to interact with Dalai Saki, sir, such a demand is there, you have a lot of milk also, why are you not giving us full supplies of cheese? We agree कभी 1 महीना, 2 महीना, 3 महीना नहीं मिलेगा तो चलेगा, but all 365 days, why? And you see, very logical and very grounded, experienced person's reply, he says, cheese is a chilled product, it needs to be carried in the chilled supply chain. And that time, India had no chilled supply. So he said, if we give more supplies, it may retain on the shelf for a few more days. Because all during those days, cheese tin and cheese cube will be just kept like ambient. So आया 3-4 दिन में बिक दिया. So then we said then how will increase the sale? He said we supply only 90% of market requirement. So as soon as we give, within 2-3 days, shopkeeper sells. And if you want to sell, you increase the demand to 110, we'll give you 100 tons. Then you increase demand to 120, we'll give you 100. So continuous flow happens. So that way you can understand how cheese market was built in India. Later on other brands came, another thing came. But very affordable price, we continued to sell cheese. Later on mozzarella cheese came. And I remember mozzarella cheese we started when these chains came for the pizza, Domino's, and they visited us. They tried to convince us that let us go for the mozzarella cheese. And I remember we went for mozzarella cheese, but we never supplied them because of their costing and other thing. So we launched in the market and we got succeeded. Okay, now this festival has been organized. I'm very thankful to NDDB and the Indian National Committee on of IDEA for organizing this unique festival where we want to encourage cheese manufacturer कि please work on this like any product. It's a very versatile ingredient. देखिए चीज ऐसा है जिस पे आप हजारों चीजें बना सकते हो. In any meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, हजारों recipes हो सकते हैं. And we know all over world thousands of varieties of cheeses there. So how to make this product equally excited in India? I think this is the one very important step. And let me also tell you, today everybody is talking about protein supplement, protein shake. अब देखिए, cheese has got 25% natural present protein. And if you talk to any food nutritionist, everything, they always say natural protein is always better than the supplemented protein in any food. Because digestibility is better, taste is better, and it becomes a part of the meal for the whole life. Any other supplements which you add in your food, it will not be part of your meal for decades. आज है, tomorrow some other supplement will take over. But आप दही देख लीजिए, पनीर देख लीजिए, चीज देख लीजिए, बटर देख लीजिए कि they are part of your meal. So cheese is a part of your meal which we want to expand it, and such type of things I think definitely create a lot of awareness, excitement, knowledge, not only among the consumer but also manufacturer. And I'm very happy the young entrepreneurs are here who are working on cheese. A lot of other plants, factories are there. So I think it will be very good for everybody to learn. And cheese is the one of the fastest growing category. And also we are thankful to the government of India. आज 10,000 करोड़ की मार्केट है चीज की, and by reducing this 12% to 5%, and you can understand, चीज आज अगर हम बेच रहे हैं तकरीबन कितना 500-600 रुपए किलो बेच रहे हैं, और उस पर 7% अगर आप ड्यूटी कम हो गई है, तो कम से कम 40-50 रुपए प्राइस कम हो जाएगा, तो डेफिनेटली डिमांड विल मल्टीप्लाई, बिकॉज फूड डिमांड इज हाईली प्राइस इलास्टिक. So I expect another 20-30 cheese market will be, organized cheese market will be around 20,000 crore, because jitna bhi lot of local unorganized cheese is being sold special to Horeca because of higher taxes. With this, I think that segment will come to the organized segment, and also it will also discourage so-called fake type of cheeses of the pomegranate and other things that I do. So with this, I thank the NDDB INC for organizing this very exciting cheese festival. Thank you very much.
Going on, may I please invite Dr. Dheer Singh, Director India, to kindly address the gathering. Please, sir.
Very good morning. The most respectable and very dynamic, actually, this chairman NDDB, Dr. Minisha ji, Dr. R.S. Shori, all know, I think is one of the actually very vocal and the very business or the entrepreneur, or you can say whatever it is, Dr. Sunita Pinto and Dr. Raghuvanshi. And all my actually distinguished actually the guest entrepreneurs and especially Dr. Prajapati ji, because we have done both his very colleague friends since my school days and college days, because we did PhD together. And very good morning, one. Let me first, because everything what is going to be first, it is going very important. I think Dr. Minisha ji is going to be one historic event today, because this is going to be a first cheese festival in India. I think this guys and all of you become a witness for this, that you are going to be a first participant of the festival. So it is really, thank you very much, Dr. Minisha, that giving me opportunity to be share the dais of the first cheese festival in India, because the dairy culture in India is very, very high. So because this is the one, let me share some of before this take some of the point of this important aspect. So this is a really great day, and very, very important day because it's going fast. I remember actually this type of meeting, this Nobel Prize meeting. You know, Nobel Prize, almost every country, they are going to, reporter is going to be published. The meeting is only held in this type of activity. So sometimes this small beginning is going to be a big, very, very initiative. I will recognize this. Across the country, more than 150 and telecasting when any Nobel Prize is going to be. So I believe, similarly, this small beginning is going to be a big boom into next actually. So that's, I'm very excited to be a part of this. The second, the most important as far as this meeting is concerned, because dairy sector in India, when I joined as a director of NDRI, considered as one of the leading, actually the institute in India as far dairy, because nowhere in the world is now exists dairy institution. The people have a dairy departments, but not dairy. And I think equally the same few months before actually, Dr. Manisha joined as NDTV chairman. So this is also a coincidence, and always hearing the cheer and dance with Manisha is a really opportunity for me. But it's important what I'm going to discuss, because when I joined actually, our institute was reviewed. And during review, the Honorable Minister, then Tomarji, asked me that you are always number one in ICR ranking as far as 145 institutions and 72 agriculture university. Now what is next? And next is basically to make globalization. I really want to be congratulate. I may not be actually the globalization, but this is the one industry in India, as far as dairy industry, is really now globalization under the tenure of Dr. Manisha. So it is all pride of all of us, because I personally believe none of the industry in India is going globalization. Because this dairy is going to be globalization everywhere. We have acquired not only the India but also abroad. I heard actually, I may not be correct, but some of the plant has been already acquired across the country. I'm sure it is going to be initiated in other. So here this actually the global, this dairy sector is going to be very, very important. I would like to share some history of this, because the cheese is not the new thing. If you go with the history, I remember one paper was published in Nature. That was come out of the 2 and 2 case paper, because just like a paradigm shift into the dairy, like in a whole century, this if you take millennium, DNA is published 1.5 page paper, which is going to be make a revolution into the biology. But that is entered into the Supreme Court also. Now today, any criminal offense or paternity is going to be decided by DNA published in 1.5 page paper. Similarly, very recently one paper published in 2012 or something in Nature, which is also just like a 1.5 paper, but paradigm shift into the dairy business. That's called dairy diaspora. I think we have to be creative. This project was invested almost $4.5 million into one project and published 2 or 3 page paper. Reason that it is not only dairy scientists, but archaeologists, paleobotanists, geneticists, biochemists, chemists, all has been identified to understand from where the dairy is started. And dairy is just supposed to be started with 10,000 years before, and they have, they have studied the first actually the dairy product they still identified is the cheese. Because they identify some part where is the seeding phase is there, they identify, and then later on the proof came because they extracted actually this part, the fatty acid. And the fatty acid is actually from the milk fat. So they have presumed that actually the first food of the milk is produced by the cheese. And that's why maximum, it is studied in Europe, and that's why today the maximum actually this dairy business is almost 40% is cheese of the world is in Europe. And they are utilized. So I think that's a genesis. But now I could not understand, this is our perception. Why we do not recognize the cheese before? I think this is also some of the global actually, when we are going globalization, they understand it. And today, in Europe and even America, because these are considered as the two most actually the developed countries across the Europe and America. The consumption, of course, the cheese is very, very high, but the growth is actually stagnant. It is probably approximately 200 billion, the business approximately in 2025 or something, and expected to grow actually by the CAGR of 5.7%. But at the same time, the report actually, as far international reports sir, the CAGR in India as far cheese is 20%. I think it is a 4 and 6-fold increase as far as this is concerned. So because of this CAGR, the world is actually looking market for this. I think it is very good because world is looking, but we have to also challenge. So we have to be, because you are the leading actually the dairy technology, and this is the Amul, this Anand itself is known as, when I was coming actually I was thinking, why not the Anand has been considered as the milk city instead of the Anand now, that should be changed sometime, because this is the one sort of a genesis from the milk and is spread across not India but also abroad. So this we have to be very careful about into the cheese research. Because if we go for making a cheese research competition, it is very difficult for the Europe. But at the same time, the research shows there is a certain drawback as far as cheese is concerned. Because it's a health conscious era now. We have to be highlight actually some of the important, which is important for the cheese also, but the paneer also. Like Dr. Sodhi has said, the paneer. Paneer and cheese is only fresh and self-life, you can consider biologically only instead of rennet, and because how the rennet also come into the picture, because they believe that the milk is put into the some of the stomach part of actually in animal, where the rennet was actually preserved and that's become curdled with made with this. So these are the story. But there is a certain actually the specific thing we have to be careful. But it's a very good market of the India as well abroad. We have to be look forward for to making this research and make the globalization. But at the same time, we have to also compare with the paneer, and paneer is need to be globalization across the world as far as this our technology is concerned and making, but like is the issue. The last word I wanted to be shared, because we need a research, and this cheese can be exploited in India is one way. Today, because this is the first cheese festival is going on, I think the Anand and Dairy College are we together, all three join hand. We should understand what is actually the food security, and particularly in the country. We are surplus of all food, we all know. But even the hunger index, the country is not very good position. The reason of hunger is also published in Nature and data says the reason of hunger is not, it is the quality food. We have a stomach full, but the quality food and the malnutrition in children is very, very high because of the protein. If you look actually, they give a demographical study in Nature published across all the country, that in the center actually those are called, they called as hilly belt. We have the maximum malnutrition in children. Reason is that animal protein is not coming. I think the cheese today, when we are going to do a first national the cheese festival, we should understand what is hunger, and we rapidly should include into our food and into the children of the cheese, because the taste, and we can do the research. Here the some of the important aspect is texture and change and taste. There is a lot of high science is there that based on our receptor, the protein texture can be changed. So even if that is the technology is there, if we want to be make cheese for the Indian, because the public does not actually favor, I also do not like as paneer because of texture and taste. But we can change actually, we can change the protein structure which is like our taste, and we can develop cheese, that's not a problem. So we have to be looked actually the malnutrition in India, because the Hindi belt they covered. The maximum reason is the animal protein. I think cheese could be a substitute for that. So we have to be understand the market. We have to be understand the challenges. We have to be look forward for actually where we can actually focus into this our country, and then of course to compete with the globalization and particularly the area where they are. So if we make the cheese actually and make the taste like that, which can Indian and across the world, Indian is spread everywhere. Even we target actually some of the countries, if we target our Indian population itself, which like a cheese taste actually, we can make a big market as far across the world is concerned. So these are some of the important and challenges and some of the opportunities we have to look forward when we are going to make this first cheese festival. And we have to make ourselves ready for these challenges and be ready for the research and innovation which can really make a dent into the global, not only at the national. So with this, once again, I really thanks the Honorable and very dynamic, actually, the chairman of the NDDB, Dr. Manisha ji, for organizing the first cheese festival, giving us the opportunity to be shared the dais and the witness for the festival, which is going to be memorable. And this picture photograph and group photograph could be the first cheese festival. I will be very happy to join. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. May I please now invite Dr. Manisha, Chairman NDDB and Member Secretary INCIDF, to address the audience, please. Please, sir.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to NDDB. Dr. Deep Singh ji, Director NDRI, Dr. Sodi, President of IDA, my colleague Sunita, Dr. Sunita, Principal of Chettensi College of Dairy Science, Sri Raghupati ji, Sri Rajiv, Executive Directors of NDDB, Sri Dayanand Sawant and his team from Department of Animal Husbandry. We have a lot of dignitaries of DIAS, starting with MD IDMC, MD NCDFI, MD Vidya Dairy, MD NDDB CAF Limited, Dr. JB Prajapati, Chairman of IDA West Zone, Sri Sunil Bakshi ji, Sri Jala ji, and all of you actually, all the known faces, my colleagues, the juries for the Indian Cheese Festival which we have designed, and all the distinguished guests, participants of this first Indian Cheese Festival, and colleagues from NDDB and other institutions. I think as Dr. Deep Singh ji told, it is I think a feeling of pride or great feeling for all of us that such a festival is being organized on one product, which is cheese, and we have all seen last 2-3 decades how the consumption of cheese is growing with the advent of all the modern food habits which are changing. My encounter with cheese, I think, as Dr. Sodi narrated, I and Dr. Sunita, I think we were both on training to Amul, maybe 1983-84, I don't remember the year correctly. But then there was a small cheese plant in Amul, and this was the only cheese plant we had where the cheese was made, cheddar cheese. And I remember when I saw the cheese for first time, you will have to at least cut down, the 1.5 inch from each side. It will be totally green. The generation, today's generation will not be able to see that cheese which we all have seen when it was made, completely mold infested, and 1.5 inch you will have to cut from each side. That was the cheese we had encountered. That was the first encounter. Then I think mozzarella. So in 1994, I think, we set up the first automated mozzarella cheese manufacturing plant. It was from Alkmaar, Germany. Both NDDB and GCMMF, as Dr. Sodi told, we were planning to introduce mozzarella in a big way. Again, when in '96 I was passing the the OIT program from IRMA. My project was on mozzarella cheese, and two things actually. I went from home to home, and the first reaction of anybody was that this cheese is spoiled. I was telling them why. So they say when we heat it gets strange. So it is something which they relate that it is a spoiled food. And that was again, something which now people, actually this was the thing which you will have to produce to say that this is mozzarella cheese. But then there was again one more encounter, and I'm happy that, whatever report I made as part of my curriculum in IRMA, I think if I see today, most of the recommendations which I made were implemented by GCMMF when it was launched. And the third encounter was the mental cheese. I think Dr. Sodi and Jala both will realize we had the technology imported from a mental, piccolo cheese in Switzerland. And we took up this technology, passed on to GCMMF, and we have that emmental cheese, or those people who don't know what is emmental cheese with a hole, you can see a small hole in the cheese. So again, I was part of that technology which was imported from Switzerland and passed on to GCM. So I think these are some of the encounters, but coming back to the subject, I think this cheese festival was planned maybe a month back, 1.5 months back. We had a meeting of the International Committee of International Dairy Federation. In principle, decision was taken that let the Indian National Committee of IDF organize this event, so that we are not branding it with government or NDDP or some private or some cooperative, and everybody is welcome. So that was the decision made. Then we had earlier actually planned this event to be in Delhi. However, because of certain things happened, and we had a very strict timeline before 20th September, this was to be done. So, and there was a change in the secretary at the department, you all know. And then we planned this actually during the visit of secretary here. So in fact, the secretary and additional secretary, they were both supposed to be in Anand for this important event. However, it coincided with the event in Bihar today. In Purnia, our Honorable Prime Minister is launching the sex-sorted cement technology which was developed by NDDP. So he had launched the technology today. He is again inaugurating the machines which were set up in the Purnia cement station. And therefore, both the secretary and additional secretary had to be in Purnia, Bihar. So unfortunately, they are not here. But then I think this is happening with the participation from the Department of Animal Husbandry and Dairying, NDDB, all the institutes which are part of the Indian National Committee of IDF, NDRI and NDDB were declared as the technical partners in the first meeting itself. So I think it's a joint collaboration from a lot of entities which are involved in the dairy industry today. As we all know, we have been doing well in the milk. We are the largest milk producer. It's not only about the providing nutrition. I think we all understand the livelihood opportunity which it creates, and more than 8 crore families today actually are getting livelihood from this sector. We have been growing well. 5.6% is the compounded annual growth rate over the last 10 years. Certain new initiatives or technologies which we have taken with the support of Government of India, initiatives or the schemes like Rashtriya Gokul Mission and PDT, White Revolution 2 now. So we are trying to increase the fold of all our organized sectors so that more and more farmers who are involved in the sector gets the benefit of good price, remunerative price, and also the market round the year. I think if you are dealing with the agriculture commodities, what is most important is giving the market round the year. We have seen what happens to other agriculture products. During the season, farmers don't get any money, and when there is a shortage, same product is sold at 20 times or 30 times of the price. So it's very important that we have more and more farmers associated with the organized sector who ensure them the remunerative price and at the same time round the year market access. And with these initiatives and new technologies, I think we have a no doubt that we will be growing maybe at a growth rate higher than what we are today, about 6%. We may grow at 8% maybe. And as I am listening all these stalwarts in different speeches, they all have said that today, if we are producing 1/4 of the milk in the world, I think the days are not far, maybe coming 5 years, 6 years time, we will be producing almost 1/3 of the milk, what is produced in the world. And as the previous speakers told, actually in this segment, what is important for us is giving more focus on the value-added products, because we have seen how we have grown. If 15 years back somebody would have told you that you will go and buy curd from the market, we would all have laughed and said that no, my mother makes the curd, nobody else can make the curd, and we will only have the curd manufactured at home. But then things have changed now. And what has happened, some of the insights what we have, almost 10% or 15% of the liquid milk, which was earlier going as liquid milk, is now going as fresh product like curd and buttermilk and all these products. And if you see last 5 years, 10 years, all these value-added products, including cheese, they are growing at a rate of more than 20%. In fact, some of the processors in the organized sector, they are not able to meet the demand. We are unable to fill the shelf during the season, and everybody is on the expansion spree now. And that puts, I think, the basis why we are having such festival today. If cheese is growing at more than 20% growth rate, why can't the sector can take the advantage? I think the GST realization which has come is one added benefit. The government of India is also now supporting us for this value-added product like paneer, cheese. We have seen a lot of exemptions or the reduction in the GST. And this is going to again spur the growth of the value-added products. So I think this is the right time for us to focus on such value-added products. A lot of other things are happening in the sector. Like for example, I would like to just inform the audience that only in the first week of July, our Honorable Home Minister has inaugurated the ready-to-use culture plant of IDMC in Anand. Now we all know the importance of ready-to-use culture in making the fermented milk products. And when we talk about cheese, I think we'll be very happy to produce some of these cultures which are required for the cheese, various types of cheeses, and we'll be able to supply to the players working in India as part of the Make in India initiative. As of now, maybe 95-98% of the RUC requirement is imported, and getting 20-30% of this market is actually a huge opportunity again for all of us. So I think with this, I will conclude that this kind of festivals we should continue, and I think with the kind of support and the enthusiasm we see, we will have opportunity to have such festivals again and again. The second thing is, I think products like cheese, actually, with my little bit of dairy technology background, I can see that you will see very few products which give you almost equal amount of fat and equal amount of protein. Either you have some protein-rich products, or you have some fat-rich products. Perhaps cheese, with my little background, I can say that is the only product which gives you almost equal amount of fat, equal amount of protein on the dry matter basis. If I understood correctly, it's about 30% each, mostly the protein and the fat. So this is something which is a good opportunity for all of us. The cheeses are being, becoming popular in our market. If you say to go to metro cities like Delhi and Mumbai, you will find maybe 15-20 varieties of cheeses which are imported. So why should we have the imported cheeses in our diet? We have all the capabilities, we have all the technologies in-house. I think time has come that we focus on more and more cheese product. Processed cheddar is something which we liked and which continued its legacy, and it is still continuing its market share. But I think the time has come. Apart from mozzarella and few other varieties like Edam and Gouda, we don't see many varieties of cheese here. These kind of festivals will give opportunity not only to encourage the producers to produce more such varieties, but also giving awareness and knowledge to the consumer or the prospective consumers that India is also producing such varieties, and this will also become part of the diet going forward as per the culinary preferences of our people. So thank you once again for joining us today. I really appreciate all of your, giving time to this such an important event. And we, as I told, we hope to continue such events in future, and we will continue to, inform you about what is happening. In fact, the government of India is now taking steps to encourage some of the cheese manufacturers to participate in some of the international cheese festivals. And depending on the results and the participants what we have today, we will also consider sending few of you who are participating and making good cheeses in some of the international cheese festivals. So thank you very much. Enjoy your stay at NDDB and look forward for the great varieties of cheese what we have, and advance congratulations to all of you and all the efforts which we have made. I think you will be remembered, as Dr. Dee Singh told. Participation in the first such event itself is a big pride for all of us. So thank you, and look forward for the evening session when we will also have the winners announced. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for the very insightful address. As a part of this first of its kind festival, an interesting cheese exhibition has been arranged at Boho Hall, where the cheese manufacturers from across India are showcasing their creations, around 60 varieties of different cheeses. This exhibition will soon be inaugurated by our esteemed dignitaries. The valedictory session will take place in the auditorium, the same auditorium at 4:30 p.m. today. We humbly request all the guests to be please seated here. Moving forward, now may we kindly request the dignitaries to proceed to Boho Hall for the formal inauguration of the exhibition. All present in the auditorium are requested to kindly proceed directly at Boho Hall, where the arrangements of refreshments being made for you. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you very much.